Metro cities continue to witness a massive surge in COVID cases. In the last 24 hours alone, Mumbai and Delhi saw over 20,000 new COVID cases being recorded. Meanwhile, Chennai has recorded over 5,000 new cases. Bengaluru logged over 7,000 of the 8,906 new COVID cases in Karnataka. Let's turn our focus now to the national capital, where around 750 doctors, at least 750 doctors in fact, and hundreds more nurses in 6 major hospitals of Delhi have tested positive for COVID. Though mostly they are down with mild symptoms, hospitals have been forced to curtail routine services and surgeries. AIIMS is the worst hit with 350 doctors in isolation. The hospital has curbed OPD services and stopped admissions from Friday. In fact, doctors who have come in contact with positive cases have been told to continue working. At Safdarjung, around 200 doctors are positive, and in RML, at least 90 doctors are in isolation. Let me go across to my colleague Sabyasachi. Sabyasachi, this is extremely worrying. As you know, any Delhi person would know, these are the top hospitals in the national capital, the top government hospitals in the national capital. 750 of the doctors down with COVID. That is hugely impacting. Of course, it's a worry for the COVID warriors themselves who are at the forefront of our COVID fight, but also the services in these hospitals have been impacted. Tell us more.
Absolutely. If you see in AIIMS, only in the last 24 hours, around 200 health workers have been tested positive, and the overall number is around 400. And across the Delhi-based government-run hospital, the total number stands at around 750. But the sources tell us that the number is even more. So clearly at this particular point, it is very crucial that the health workers who are the frontline warriors in this particular situation get recovered soon, because then at one point it will put a lot of strain on the medical facility itself. And if you talk about the LNJP hospital, which is the Delhi-based government hospital which tackles the Omicron cases in the national capital, in that particular hospital also around 30 resident doctors have been tested positive, and this has resulted to the normal services. There has been curtailed down the normal services, the OPD, as well as the routine checkup and surgeries also, and the leaves which has been approved by these medical hospitals before has been cancelled so that more and more doctors can bring in. But it is also important to make sure that the present doctors who are inside the hospital of the Delhi-based government-run hospital as well as the center-based are not stretched too much. And on one hand, if we know that the COVID centers which was once set up by the Delhi government and the central government has been functional again, the number of beds has been increased. But to fight COVID and the number of cases which are getting reported every day and the massive spike, at this particular moment, it is very crucial for the health workers to stay fit, because most of them have been tested positive. Around the numbers, total number stands at around 750. So this is a crucial time where the Delhi government as well as the central government has to make sure that the resident workers as well as the frontline warriors who on the frontline has been fighting the COVID are stay fit. And we have to wait for the precautionary dose that will be starting from Monday onwards to get the resident doctors as well as the other frontline warriors to get vaccinated as soon as possible, right, so that their chance of getting the virus reduces.
Right. Sabyasachi, before we let you go, quickly, if you could just tell us how the services in some of these hospitals have been hit. I mean, for example, AIIMS has stopped routine admissions for the moment. Is that the case with all these 6 hospitals?
See, the hospitals which has been majorly hit by the COVID has shut down their OPD and the surgeries. Mostly they have curtailed down the surgeries and the routine checkups as well as the surgeries which were supposed to happen. They have put it delayed because the number of doctors who are getting positive, because if you talk about AIIMS and all the other Delhi government hospital, in these hospitals also the doctors and the health staff are getting positive in a large number. So approximately the total number stands more than 750. So all these services has been put on a hold until and unless the numbers of doctors and the health workers again go back to the numbers.
Right, Sabyasachi, and very importantly for our viewers to also note once again that Delhi recorded over 20,000 COVID cases in a day in the last 24 hours. Of course, as we know, the weekend curfew has kicked in the national capital. Possibly, hopefully, the numbers, that might bring down the numbers a bit. Sabyasachi, thank you so much for joining us with that.